welcome back to the channel. Or if this is your first time, please like and subscribe. And I'm going to put a link down below for the gun channel on Facebook, where we just like to post guns, talk about guns. It's just, if you like guns, please join us and please support me by liking, at least like and subscribe. All right, this is gonna be a good show if I could get through it without too many errors. I don't really edit my videos because I like to give you the real me. So 5 reasons to try revolvers. So let's start off, before I go through those 5 reasons, let me give you the 5 reasons why you might not want to at first. Because I'm looking to encourage some people to get into revolvers if you might be tilting on that edge. Okay, so why wouldn't you? Well, it's not tacti-cool. I mean, you know, hey, I got my revolver. Where am I going to put my weapons light? This is a Smith Model 63, by the way, if you're curious. Where am I going to put my weapons light? Where am I going to put, you know, my optic? I mean, this is lame, right? Iron sights and no light. Okay, well, here you go. Solution. This has a rail right here and down here for the weapons light and the optic up there if that's what you want. And so any Rhino 40 or above, this is a 60. 6-inch, 40 will have it as well. Okay, so you can put your optic of choice there, but it's not just limited to the Rhino. I got a Smith & Wesson right here where you can get a rail for it on Amazon, and you can put whatever optic you want on the revolver. Of course, this one doesn't have the rail down below for the weapons light, but I know that Smith & Wesson does have a model. I don't have it. Sorry, I can't display it. Maybe you think that, well, it's going to take too long to reload. I don't know. If you've got moon clip, really, I mean, there, that's that fast, you know, moon clip. If you've never seen one, there's a moon clip for you. Okay, so what else? I think that's enough of why you wouldn't want one. So why might you want one? Let's go with that. Well, first off, my reasoning, the reason why I wanted to, is because I was shooting in the wilderness on somebody's on my mother's property, and I don't want her to have to pick up the shells after me. So if, you know, you're somewhere with semi-automatic, you gotta, you know, it's one thing if you can sweep them up with a broom, but if you're like out in the woods or something, it becomes a lot more difficult. It's easier if you could just, you know, pop it open. You got, you know, take your shells with you. Some people, it might be for evil reasons they want to keep their shells, but I'm talking about for all good-natured reasons, and keeping the environment clean, or just making it easier to pick up after yourself. One thing about the revolver is keep your shells. Number 2, multi-caliber guns. This one is a good example of that. This is a .32 Magnum. Now, if it was a 327 Federal Magnum, it could take 327, .32 Magnum, 32 long, and 32 short. But this one is just a .32 Magnum, so it only takes the .32 Magnum, 32 long, and 32 short. You know what? Why would you want... Okay, there are people that maybe, like, a great example is like the 38 Special and 357 Magnum. Most people understand that. Maybe you don't want to spend the money on the 357s. Some people do. They want to practice with what they're going to use for self-defense. But other people, you know, you want to keep it a little bit cheap on a lot of practice ammo, and the 38 Specials are a lot cheaper than the 357 Magnums, but maybe you pack the 357s in there for defense, right? And maybe you shoot them sometimes, but just most of the time it's 38 Special. Okay, with this, same thing. You know, I can put my 32 Magnums in there, but I don't need to have them in there all the time. This is a real good gun for somebody that's, you know, older, or I hate to sound, you know, gender discriminatory, but some women, you know, might want a small, pretty looking, these come in pink or purple as well by Charter Arms. These you can put the 32 short, you know, 32 long. 32 long is going to be better than a 22 long rifle, I think, for self-defense, or 32 Magnum, 32 H&R Magnum. Really cool gun because all the multi-caliber. But the reason why I bring up the multi-caliber is most of your revolvers are multi-caliber, which brings me to rimfire. Rimfire is another reason. If you're gonna get a rimfire, I think that the as far as handguns go, pistols, I think that this is a better option than getting a semi-auto. And the reason why is because rimfire is notorious for stovepiping and jamming up with semi-autos. It's just not an easy system. I'm pretty sure some of those Rugers run good, but on the semi-auto 22. But even the new Glock 44, you see people are having some issues with it. So not the best. And this, you get multi-caliber. Again, you could, if somebody's brand new, maybe you start them off with a 22 short. Maybe you're helping one of your kids start learning how to use a handgun, and it might be better to start off with a 22 short rather than a 22 long rifle. But this will shoot both. Okay, so again, just another reason. And I didn't mention earlier, some people might feel like you don't get enough rounds, but I mean, like, if you, the 686 plus, look how many rounds this holds. This holds 7 rounds. And a lot of single stack 9mm are going to only hold, may hold 6 or 7 rounds. So that's not bad. But yeah, a little bit more reliable, and for rimfire, it gives you the multi-caliber option. So to me, it's a superior choice when it comes to rimfire cartridges to go revolver. It's just, I don't know, it just seems like common sense to me. Next, I think that if you have a small gun with a big caliber, okay, if you wanted to carry a smaller gun with a bigger caliber, my experience is often, if you have a gun that's the size of a Kimber Micro 9 or a Springfield 911 or a SIG, a 938, they're basically just a little bit bigger than this. They tend to be more. I'm trying to find the right word for this. You could have issues with limp wristing, and it could cause stovepiping or jams. Okay, so that is more prevalent to happen with something like this, whereas you could get a 38 special of this exact size, like a Taurus 856 ultralight, I think is the numbers, and 38 special, rather than having a 9mm or 380. And I know a lot of people probably don't like that. Hey, to each their own. But I'm just saying, my experience, if I want a very big, very light caliber, I am going with this 41 Magnum. Okay, 41 Magnum is giving you a lot more power than a 9mm, and yet this is a super light gun by Charter Arms, 41 Mag Pug. Okay, this is an amazing gun, very small, and I don't think of the same footprint and weight, you're going to pack more reliable punch. Okay, you're not going to get a stovepipe, because I've never seen a revolver stovepipe. I don't even know how that would happen. That would be an interesting one to see. Then, last but not least, reasons of my 5 reasons. Are you ready for this? To try a revolver is the big dog. The biggest dog calibers out there. Now, this is not impressive by any means, but it's all that I desire. And this is a 44 Magnum. Empty shell, but you get the idea. This is the big dog caliber. And anyways, you're not going to have a 454 Casull. You're not going to have a 460 or a 500 Smith & Wesson. The closest you can get is that Desert Eagle, right? Maybe you might get a 460 Roland. But let's just face it. The biggest calibers out there are shot out of revolvers. And you're going to miss out or rifles. But out of handguns, when it comes to handguns, specifically pistols, okay, your revolvers, big time, are shooting bigger calibers when you get into like the 500 Smith & Wesson, which is way more than what I'm looking for. This fulfills my needs. But for some of you guys out there that want to hurt your wrist or the bones inside of your hand, or you're on that bear hunt, I know 10mm is pretty good. But if you want to go big and not go home, you're just going to have to get a revolver, because they even got that 4570 government, what is that, the BFR or whatever, I think it's a single action, so you have to pull back the hammer. But the biggest, I'm telling you, the biggest biggest guns are going to be the revolvers. All right, guys. Again, like and subscribe. It would really help, and I appreciate you watching my 5 reasons to try revolvers. Have a good night or day, whatever time you're watching it.